So, since you missed the last 2 sessions, let's do a quick little recap to kind of fill you in. What was the last thing that you remember playing in?
It's been a minute.
So, from my recollection, you guys had just finished the dinner and were getting ready to go down to explore the catacombs. Okay.
That was it.
So you
Right
guys,
when we got to the catacombs, that was it.
Yep, so you guys made it down to the dungeon. You took the stairs that were located across from the dining hall that you went. You went down another set. You went into the dungeon. Upon crossing over into that other room, as soon as you got out, there were zombies that arose out of the muck. You guys fought them and then made your way into a room with a brazier and 2 stone statues. You looked at it, deciphered that this was in fact a teleportation room, and then took a gamble and tossed a stone in. The green flames glowed, kind of like what's behind Chris right now. You jumped in and then found yourself in the coffin maker's shop in Valaki, thinking, oh shit, this is not where we want to be. You Scooby-Dooed it out of there, made it over, and then were on your way back to Castle Ravenloft when you saw a group of pitchfork and torch-wielding mob headed toward the old windmill. You stopped, you went to the old windmill, you sussed out what was what, found out that they'd actually going there to find some stuff. They told you a little bit about the area, what had been going on since you guys were wrapped in your stuff. You decided to escort them back to the seer pool, where you sat down and talked with Madame Eva. Madame Eva helped you go over the cards. You found out that the Sun Sword was probably in Sergei's tomb, so you went back to Castle Ravenloft to figure that out. Went around, came in through the chapel, and I believe that's where we ended that session that you were at. Let's see, a part in the wall that had been bricked up, and you slowly deconstructed that, made your way back down into the main part of the crypts, and as you're going through, you saw one open mausoleum that you passed by that was earmarked for Tatiana Kolyana, or Irina Kolyana. And then you made your way north to Sergei's tomb. Jabber used his echo, hit the switch on the wall, the portcullis went up. Adrian slid the thing off to the side, saw the visage of his dead uncle, grabbed the sun sword, had a conversation with him, and then you guys decided that you've already stayed here long enough. Went back up. In the morning, you guys were given food for breakfast and then an offer to whatever place you would want to from one of the black carriages. I believe there was a discussion about that. Is there anything that I missed that is pertinent to you guys that you want to talk about?
We're heading back to the castle?
No, from last I remembered, you were at the castle, and then they said, hey, we've got a black carriage in Radon. It will take you wherever you want.
I would like to check before we leave this place. I was going to ask, what's her face, the fortune teller.
Madame Eva?
Yeah, if Esmeralda's returned.
She has.
Okay.
I remember you talked to her.
Talked to her, told her, like, what was what. She was on her way here. Then before we leave, I'm going to just show her that I have the blade and then put it away.
Alright. What's up, Jay?
Was there something about the curse in me? Something?
Jabber paid to have your curse removed, so you are good.
You're welcome, my wee little friend.
As he looks me eye to eye.
Welcome, my wee friend.
I guess
Mr. Perfect.
I will sing a song in your honor.
Oh, Jay, give me a performance check, because you've been playing while everybody else has been doing stuff.
A 26.
You get the total of 26 copper pieces. It can be in copper, it can be in electrum, it can be in gold. There is no silver. So that's what you get for your performance in the Vistani camp, as well as a half-drank bottle of wine.
Oh, left me the good side. Let's go.
But yes, Esmeralda did make it to the Seer Pool encampment.
That'd be 5 electrum, right?
Yeah, 5 electrum, 1 copper.
Then yeah, just gonna pull out the hilt and show her.
She
put it away.
She eyes it. She's like, I thought it would be bigger.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any idea how to use it? It's without a blade.
I've always heard it's, not the size of the blade, but how you swing it. In fact, I hear that a lot. It won't work for me.
It's noon on day 8, and you guys have pretty much 7 o'clock in the morning on day 10 is when they're going to start their expedition to the Amber Temple. The blade won't work for you.
No.
So in 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days. I've heard of certain powerful magical items needed to be attuned to. Have you tried that?
No, my uncle told me why it wouldn't work. Issues I have to work out.
Where's your uncle? Maybe we can ask him.
He is dead.
Oh, why does that not surprise me?
Now I'm thinking in my head for a moment, which is a bit out of game, because I think she's the first person I told who I actually was. So I'd have to guess she knows what I mean by my uncle.
Yeah. Well, you got to think the events that happened like around 400 years ago, where
Yeah.
Strahd killed Sergei.
It's Sergei, Strahd's brother, my uncle.
I've heard stories, but the majority of the history is kind of, well,
My
depressing
mother
is one
was
word.
his wife.
Say that again.
My mother was his wife.
That explains a lot of the reading that I've been doing. Well, what's your next step? I swore to aid you when it came time to take down Strahd.
We must collect the other pieces and the other parts.
And what were those?
Oh, I'm trying to remember how
Oh,
the game.
you know that it's the Amulet of Ravenkind and then Strahd's diary.
It's father's diary and the amulet of Ravenkind.
Any idea where you can find those?
The diary I can guess, although knowing him, he is hidden it far away. Still, he always keeps things pretty close. I get the intention that if I keep close to his intentions, I will find it. The amulet, not as sure.
Do you have any clues?
Honestly, just throwing it out. An old temple around the area we haven't seen. And, of course, the order with the crazy owl people, the feathers.
Oh, the Order of Feather?
I would like to say one thing. I kind of take offense to that.
I think you've said enough. Pray I don't say any more.
I've heard there's certain people around this area that can find the Order of the Feather. I've never had any direct dealings with them.
I'm worried about finding them. If Strahd is following us, he has an eye for them too. We could simply just lead them to him, and I wish not to do that. Do you think you can search for these order?
I can. What clues do you have to go off of?
Well, we did help them, so I believe starting at the grove, the vinery, would be the best start.
Oh, the Wizards of Wine Winery?
Agreed.
I could head this way. Are you trying to gain more allies for...
I just want to see what they know about the amulet. Whether or not they are with us, their cause makes them allies, so I can trust them to follow.
I can do this for you.
Thank you. I know these are difficult times. I appreciate it.
Well, I mean, you already owe me a wagon, so
I do.
we'll just add it onto your tab. And she kind of playfully punches you in the shoulder.
My immediate instinct is to just, haymaker! But I instead do a very awkward chin thing instead and then kind of walk away.
You see her going in and she starts to talk to Madame Eva, and Madame Eva does the whole finger hush thing, and then they step outside the tent as she puts the blanket over Arabelle. I haven't found him yet. I have not found Van Richten. I think that you might be in danger. I would suggest going into hiding. All the Vistani have pooled in this one location. You hear her talking with Madame
Yeah.
Eva.
No, I'm listening.
And Eva says that she's going to check the cards and figure out what's going on. In all of her various scrying attempts, she hasn't been able to find him. It's almost like he's warded against that divination-style magic.
Smart. That's certainly the way I would do it if I had the capabilities. Anybody listening? Does anybody have the capability?
You also see Aragal. He says that he's really looking forward to get his hands on Van Richten because he's got some payback for his brother, and then also he caresses the scars down the side of his face.
Sorry, what abilities?
The ability to mask your presence from divination magic. So basically anything that's non-detection.
I don't know if greater invisibility works or not.
I do believe it does.
It works for my balls.
That's part of greater invisibility.
What are Jabber and Dan Jackiels doing at this point?
I'm trying to decide if I'm around, kind of listening to the conversation, or if we're waiting by the wagon. I'm not sure. Seems like the logical thing for me would be just kind of wait by the wagon with kind of waiting.
And you said who was the leader of the encampment now?
The leader of the Vistani encampment is Madame Eva. She is the matriarch. Her right hand is Luvash. Argal and Luvash were the people that you met before, and they were at the Vistani camp just south of Valaki. But unfortunately, Luvash died to the saber-toothed tiger attack, and Argal was wounded. But he's there.
I am going to give Madame Eva 10 platinum pieces for the losses, so she can also recoup for the encampment, help the encampment recoup from their losses.
She takes these 10 platinum, and then she tells Argal to go to Barthen's Provisions and see if they can't procure a diamond for a resurrection spell.
I think might get deep for this time.
As a matter of fact, if you wanted to shift your alignment up a little bit, you could probably justify that with those actions.
I'm at neutral now. Let me look into it, and I'll give you a heads up with what I've decided.
Argal takes one of the draft horses and starts to ride over. It's not that far to the village of Barovia.
I was chaotic neutral, so I can go straight to neutral then.
Yeah, or if you wanted to be chaotic good, you could also do that.
Nah, just strict neutral.
Gotcha.
Wait, isn't chaotic good somebody that can use that sword? Or is it that lawful good?
That's lawful good. You also got to be able to get your hands on that sword.
Oh no, not me. I was just curious about what it was, what the line was for it.
So the gang sits here and thinks, where to next? You got a little bit of time. You got the deed to that house, Barovia.
Hell yeah, I do. Holding on to that for us. It's exciting. We own land. Because I'm just saying, if we are stuck here, at least we have some land.
Were we able to get a clue on where the amulet might be?
Let's see what because I know it says something about the highest peak.
Oh, that is correct.
Let's see. Holy Symbol of Ravenkind. This card tells of a power for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. I see a fallen house guarded by a great stone dragon. Look to the highest peak. There is a great stone dragon statue that is outside of Argynvostholt. Argynvostholt is known to have, as Strahd would put it, problematic undead.
Ooh. Wait, how problematic?
They don't like Strahd or Strahd's minions.
Man,
He said
That makes me like them.
He said that
I'm just
them.
and I know like Strahd has a major undead enemy, and I don't feel like fighting that thing because that looks like the baddest lich I've ever seen.
Dude, what if we didn't fight it? And we're trying to help it.
Being it as an ally.
As
Help out the lich?
help the lich try to take out fucking.
That's that
I
base
just-
level thinking that got you the house, man.
I know it's stupid as fuck. Because then we have to deal with the lich.
No, yeah, who would want to be under the thumb of the powerful undead?
Yeah, exactly.
How's the deed?
It's so good.
Well, if I'm going to show you guys where that's at, that is Argynvostholt right there. That is the place that has the dragon statue. People who boned up on the travel guide for Barovia know that before Strahd settled in these lands, there was a holy order of knights who, when Strahd came to this place, made it their mission to... Actually, before Strahd came to this place, they made it their mission to deal with the evil in the Amber Temple, which was directly conflicting what Strahd's goal and agenda was. It came to a head when Strahd's forces came from Castle Ravenloft to Argynvostholt, and a great battle ensued.
Would it take her to walk from the crossroads to the winery?
So it was 4.3 miles when I did from right
So
here.
about an hour.
About
or
an
so?
hour. You're looking at if she does double time, and
Would
you
you
know,
would you guys be opposed as to I can escort her there and then just run a double back? I mean that's.
I mean, we'd largely have to sit and wait for you, no doubt.
I'm just worried about if we leave her unattended, something could happen. But
Normally I would say the same thing about other people we escort. She's pretty capable,
all right.
and she definitely knows her way around this area.
she is an accomplished monster hunter in her own right.
All right.
I don't. My only hope was if Van Richten encounters her, not that she'd be able to escape, but that she wouldn't try. I mean, I'm with going a bit of a distance and dropping her off closer to the winery, and then pulling back with the carriage. They have to go where we fucking tell them anyway.
Yeah, until they drop you off, and then they are going about their merry way back to the castle.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just like specifically this Order of the Feather. I really don't want her to be seen dropped off by this carriage. That just can't happen.
What if she got dropped off like right here?
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking, like in the tunnel in the woods. I mean, we saw from the assault that they clearly don't have their borders like super guarded, right? Like we had to do a lot of the heavy lifting on that.
That may have been then, but what about now?
Now, I think they probably feel secure still, thinking the threat's over. Well, not the threat, because like us, they know what the threat is. But I think we'd easily be able to pull up there before it turns into a dirt path.
Like go another. What you said 3 miles an hour? Go another hour, drop her off, and then
Go another hour and
come
go back. Yeah, that's a better idea. I dig that.
That's like 2, and then it'll be like
Even if she is seen, these are flying creatures. They could have already seen us at that point. Even if she is seen, at least we're not pulling this carriage right up there. I don't think that's a good idea.
So I'll call it 6 p.m. total. You guys have dropped her off a respectable distance away from the Wizards of Wine, to where you're not concerned
Yeah.
about her safety walking up, and then you make it to Argynvostholt.
Yes.
Alright, and 6 p.m. is basically 1 hour into evening.
Meanwhile, during the hour she's gone, now I'm taking out this hilt and looking at it some more. Just sort of staring at it, getting to know it.
You get a reassuring feeling from the hilts. It's almost like it's destiny to destroy Strahd, and you find an odd comfort in that. High above the river valley juts a quiet promontory upon which looms a large mansion, its turret clapped with fairy tale cones, its towers lined with sculpted battlements. A third of the structure has collapsed, as has part of the roof, but the rest appears intact. A dark octagonal tower rises above the surrounding architecture. Out of the fog comes a distant peal of thunder, quickly accompanied by the howl of wolves in the woods below. But the house stands silent, seeming like the fossilized remains of some long dead thing smote upon the mountainside. While you're out in front, you see, perched atop a 10-foot wide, 10-foot high cube of granite, is a moss-covered statue of a dragon, its wings tucked close to its body. The statue looks east towards the mansion. What would you guys like to do?
Can we investigate that statue to see if there's anything?
That is definitely an idea. Let's brush off the statue.
You're brushing off the base of the statue and stuff like that. You see in Draconic. Does anybody speak Draconic, read Draconic?
Actually,
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
You see the words Argynvostholt, our leader and protector.
I'm gonna clean off all of it,
It says scribble.
Now, when you say you're cleaning off all of it,
like the head of the statue. I'm gonna prestidigitation it.
That's a
I'm just gonna prestidigitation everything.
that's awesome.
it's gonna take you like a half hour.
It doesn't
Just
give
do
you a
that.
big area.
It's like a 1 foot cube, and this
And
is
that is
a
a big-ass
huge
statue.
statue.
I was just brushing off to read it. I think we can let it maintain some of its cool dirtiness. But if you want to sit here for a half an hour and do that, I'm going to go knock on the door. So I'm going to go ahead and start walking up the door and knock towards it if I don't get that far. That's where I'm going.
Flagged stone steps, flanked by stone railings, climb to a landing in front of a pair of tall wooden doors with rusted iron bands and knockers shaped like small dragons. Carved into the lintel above the entrance is the word Argynvostholt.
It's the same word. Argynvostholt.
Well, I'm so very glad that they had a knocker. I was hoping that would be part of the description. It just said I want up there knocked, and I'm going to use that knocker. Damn right I am.
You start to knock, and then as Mr. Spiffy's still trying to prestidigitate the dragon's head, he notices the dragon's head starting to open. A small wisp are coming out, and a jut of cool air blows across everybody.
Oh no.
It doesn't seem like it is cold enough to do any damage.
Good.
It seems like whatever enchanting effect was on it has long since gone dormant.
I'm still blocking myself. That was scary. Still pulled up the shield and everything, like sitting behind it, kind of looking over, like, it's just a little frost. Just a little condensation. That's neat.
The doors are unlocked, though. Nobody answers your knocks.
Well, I did it politely. We knocked. No one answered, and so there's only one appropriate thing to do, and it's I opened the door.
Crack it and yell, oh no.
This room feels like a king's tomb. A granite staircase leads up the stone balcony held aloft by stone pillars and arches. A tall faded tapestry depicting a nobleman in silver armor hangs from an iron rod above the staircase landing. 6 sets of double doors leading from this foyer. Along the walls, displayed on marble pedestals, are 3 alabaster busts of handsome men. A 4th bust and its pedestal have been knocked over, and their shattered remains lie strewn about the mosaic on the floor. 2 chandeliers of wrought iron hang from the ceiling like monstrous black spiders. What's everybody doing?
Mike put to go. I was gonna say, you want Mike put to go and check for traps?
Go.
Are you checking for traps, Jabber?
That's what I was thinking about.
Let's say that Kojin is right up next to you guys.
Investigation check.
Is that where you're doing it from? Is the foyer, or are you gonna go inside?
I'll step inside the door, just right at the threshold.
Alright, you step inside, you start looking around, and you see a great shadow with wings move across the walls, and it disappears. You then hear a soft bestial hiss in the darkness. But other than that, it looks like the buster of humanoids, the doors are closed, and there is a landing that's open that goes directly up north from where you're at. So there is a second story to this.
I'm gonna look back, and David's right behind me. Be like, hey, there's some winged beast and we see it move. I heard it. Can't see it.
Well, weren't we told that the inhabitants of this area are not friends of Strahd, correct? In fact, they do not like. We were told that information, right?
Yeah, the lore that the people have around is that there's a bunch of restless dead around this place. It's been here since before Strahd, and Strahd led an army to destroy them.
So would it be in our best interest to try to communicate what our intentions are? we're trying to do.
Anybody have any thoughts on that? Dan's talking about the knock and talk versus Ghostbusters.
Are you the gatekeeper? Assuming that there's intelligence in here, or some type of thought.
Well, Dan, what would you like to do?
I think aside from us just going in, and I'd be pissed if somebody just walked into my home. I'll just yell out, "Hello!" and just say, "We mean you no harm. We're here to find a relic to help in our quest to destroy Strahd," and see if anybody hears that.
Coming out of that area, you see, looks like a wounded dusk elf. Somebody who you could have swore that you've seen at the Vistani camp just south of Alak. He's holding matted dry blood as he kind of starts limping his way over towards you. Are you really here to help? That doesn't matter. Thank God you're here. The Vistani camp south of Alaki, it was attacked. It was attacked by a great armored beast. They need help.
No.
Let me guess. Was the armored beast kind of in the form of a tiger?
It did prounce on all fours, and we heard it roar, yes.
We've heard of such a beast.
It seemed to obey commands from somebody in the woods that shot crossbow bolts at us.
Sorry. I was gonna say, as I know, we're really trying to find an item that's gonna help us destroy Strahd. Are you able to help?
He kind of looks down at the little... I barely made it
Cure
here.
wounds.
I was... Okay, you cast Cure Wounds. How much do you heal him for?
Camp is to the southwest, the new one.
Southwest?
Let's
go,
What do they
max.
call the area? The Seer?
11.
Lake Seer?
Seer Pool.
The Seer Pool.
11
That is where
hit
they...
Thank you. Feel almost back to normal. You see the blood start to kind of fall away as sinew and
How
muscle
many more
tissue
of you are?
bringing stuff in there. It's just me. In the confusion, I ran and I got slashed by that thing. I made it in here hoping, well, there's not much in this area that comes in here because of, well, the dead. So I figured I'd bide my time and he points back to the room he was just in. It's old wine storage. I needed to figure this out. But you said the rest of the people are the Seer Pool?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go there.
Yes. That'd be wise. Go seek shelter.
I wish I had something to repay you, but I guess my thanks will just have to suffice for now.
Yeah, before you leave, do you know anything about what's it called again? The amulet of
The Holy Symbol of Ravenkind?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard it's a powerful magical item that this order used in their battle against Strahd, but it doesn't seem like it was enough. I mean, this is the aftermath. You passed it, half the building is outside. Or half the building outside is fallen into disrepair. That's not by accident. Half the building was brought down. I haven't poked around in here too far. I see dead wandering the halls, still armored, clutching their sword. I hid and stayed alive, and it looks like I made a good choice.
Well, I would say get to that Seer Pool as quick as possible, and go be with your people.
I know the way.
Did that heal him up all the way?
Nah, he's got 1 hit point until he's at full.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
he's fine. He's just got a splinter.
Pretty much. He shakes all of your hands and says, "Thank you." All right.
I don't shake his hand. I just look him in the eye and say, go.
Well, at least you know where Van Richten is.
For your act of kindness, Mr. Spiffy, you can adjust your alignment towards more good aligned should you so choose.
I will do that.
What you at now, Spiffy?
Hold on. I'm in the middle now. Like true neutral. Is that what that is?
True neutral, natural neutral, I've heard it called before. Uncommitted.
Unaligned and forth. It's just...
And here you sit in the halls of Argynvostholt. Above you is a second floor. Down there you see the various states of rubble.
Well,
If you said you could speak Draconic, right? Or just understand it?
I can. It's one of my languages, so I'm assuming that means you can speak it as well.
Speak it, read it, write it, understand it.
So I'll repeat what I said earlier when we entered, just say we're here to seek a holy symbol to destroy Strahd.
we'll move up and open this door.
Alright.
I think we should split up, investigate the area.
Split up.
Seems quiet. Quiet enough for him to hide.
Well, he did say there were undead lurking about.
I smile. Yeah, there are. Damn. Trailer quote.
Clip it. Put it in the final trailer.
Watch the
Print.
movie.
So you guys are talking about splitting up. Who's going into what groups?
2 groups.
You said there's an upstairs and a main floor?
There is an upstairs, and then you guys are on the main floor right now.
I'll go upstairs. I'll
I'll go with Adrian.
I say either we split up Spiffy and Kojin, and we
Okay.
split me and Jackals up. Jabber goes where he wants.
Before I step on any of these steps, I'm just gonna take my spear and tap each one of them.
They seem pretty solid. It's good construction. A lot of pride and workmanship went into it.
How high up is the ceiling in this area? Like 15 feet?
Ceiling goes, let's see.
Just
it's
'cause I see
20
pillars,
It's
that's why
20
I'm
feet
asking.
up to the next level, and then the ceiling's another 10 feet above that. So it's a total of 30 feet up.
Cool.
You want to race to the ceiling?
All right, Jabber,
Oh,
which way
wait.
are you going? Are you going team downstairs or are you going upstairs?
Upstairs.
All right, let me flash really quick for the map for the people upstairs.
And I guess me and
Boom. There's
Spiffy are team
upstairs.
downstairs. Since Spiffy's
We got
going with me,
this.
Kojin's got to go with them.
Kojin did go with them. All right, which group wants to go first?
It doesn't matter. We'll head up into upstairs.
You spoke first, though. It's you, man.
Yeah, I guess we'll head up this way. Is this?
Yeah, you see up towards the top of the map. I should have force pinged. Yeah, you up there.
That's as far as I can see. I can't see anything else. Oh, there we go.
All right, hold on just a second. Let me read you what you see, because words are important. 2 stone balconies flank the main foyer. Balusters carved to resemble knights in shining armor support their elegantly carved stone railing. Weapons and shields festoons the wall along each of these walkways, while alabaster busts of handsome men flank hallways that lead north and south away from the foyer. At the west end of each balcony is an archway that leads to a spiral staircase going up.
And then we see a door on the other end, right?
Yes. Down that way, you actually see a curtain.
Oh, it's a curtain.
That's a curtain.
Let us see what's behind curtain number 1. But I want to get close enough, or again, I just take my spear and just kind of pull it back with the spear.
You pull it back with the spear, and you don't see anything.
Is it just a wall then?
It's just a wall. It's just a
Okay.
little bit of an alcove. As you turn to address the party and say, hey, there's nothing here, and when you look back, the curtain's closed itself again.
That's mighty peculiar.
That's exactly what happened when I got blown up, man. They're like, sorry.
Yeah, cool. Is that another curtain? Oops. Is that another curtain there?
That is actually a door.
Okay, let's go to the door.
Alright, it looks like it's open.
Walk through.
Below you, you see what looks like leads into kind of a chapel area. And you're seeing 3 undead that are kind of sitting there close to an altar. And it looks like they're taking communion. Every
not
once
gonna-
in a while, their heads kind of like violently twitch as they grit their teeth and curse and spit and wrench their hands with anger.
And they're below, you said?
Yeah, they're below.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to disrupt that.
Let's see what team Adrian and Spiffy are doing. Yeah, for some reason my stuff keeps timing out and then stopping recording. So you open the door and you see this wood panel den has been ransacked. Its furnishings tossed about. A cold hearth dominates the west wall between 2 narrow windows. Standing up against the wall is a sarcophagus made of black wood with a queen's effigy carved into the lid. The room is quiet other than that.
Off to this next door.
As you walk by the fire, Mr. Spiffy, are you following? As you walk by the fire, the dead hearth erupts and assumes a draconic form. It hisses and crackles and unfurls smoky wings and begins to open its mouth. What are you guys doing?
Well, what did that statue say? It said
The name?
outside.
Argynvostholt?
Argynvost?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Argynvost.
Its presence becomes calmed as you guys take a breath, and the fiery dragon hisses and addresses you. My knights have fallen into darkness. Save them if you can. Show them the light that they have lost. And with that, it burns out.
I'm going to go ahead and bite my hand, and I'm going to go ahead and use the radiant effect on my whip,
Alright.
and then open the door.
Wait, can I do? If I cast Greater Invisibility, there isn't one when I could cast this at a higher level or anything like that. No.
If you had a higher level spell slot.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can still attack while being with greater invisibility, correct?
That is correct.
Until the spell ends. So if there happened to be an Adrian that was just swept like from being invisible.
Question about the invisibility.
Yeah.
Am I still giving off the light if he were to do that?
Well, what do you think would happen?
I think I would still give off the light and give away my precision because the light is still given off by the ability.
Invisibility does give you the ability to take the hide action without obscurity or partial cover.
True, but I'm literally projecting light 20 feet in all directions.
Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible.
Yeah,
As
my
long
whip
as
would
it
be
is.
invisible, but the light it's emitting is still light. in 20 feet.
Sounds legit to me.
Okay.
So like all the invisibility stuff would still count, but anyone in the darkness would also be like, yo, like, where's that light coming from? Let's check out what's maybe in the middle of it. We might not be able to gauge that as well. We're still going to get disadvantage, all that, but they definitely know to attack something generally there.
They'd have a better idea of where you're at and still get that disadvantage on that attack.
I know this. One of my common tactics in Blaitler's game while we were in hell and things would turn invisible. They do that a lot in hell. I would just cast daylight on them. I would just like literally cast spells on them to make them give off light. And we've had this whole argument.
Alright, what is team upstairs doing? Had a little bit of time.
Gonna try the other door. Go back through this one and try that door here.
You pull the curtain aside. It's much like the other one, but on this one there's an actual pedestal, and there's a round object underneath, and there's a black cloth covering it.
Hey Jabber, get over here.
Oh, I'm pretty much not that far from you. I've been following you along. Even though my thing doesn't want to follow very well.
Okay.
It's lagging from some stupid...
There you go, I'll move it over there for you.
Can his echo interact with objects?
His echo is, well, I don't know, you're 8th level now. Does it have that one where the echo can do everything for you?
Jay, did you level up to 8? Is he leveled up to 8?
He
No.
should be 8. Yeah, you got
I'm only level 7.
You got level 8
glad I
because
just
you were
said
able.
something.
Yeah, you got level 8 because you were
Holy
able to
shit.
get the sun sword.
I'm super glad I just said some shit.
No.
Yeah, for real. Wait, would that would get everything leveled up then, right? Everything would be back?
Yeah.
No, you would only gain... Oh, sorry.
We'll just do the superhero level up.
Oh, okay. Fuck yeah. That's good to know for the future, because last time I leveled up, I literally just gained the additional hit points and other abilities.
I think I'm gonna take Warcaster so that way I can keep my rapier out now and my shield.
That's a superb idea.
Yeah.
No, Jabber cannot interact. Oh, Echoes. You cannot.
Not currently at this point, but in the future, he's definitely got some good tricks up his sleeve.
But if I can see, like through a small hole, I can manifest my Echo to the other side and then teleport to the other side.
So in this case, there was a curtain that Dan Jackules pushed to the side, and there's a round object, and then there is a black cloth over it. You've seen this before in like fortune tellers and stuff like that. They use the cloths to cover the crystal.
Lord of the Rings.
Yep.
Like the planetary.
That would be an accurate way to describe it, yes.
I am going to use my spear to uncover the object.
You uncover it, and you are looking down at your own head. And then your eyes shake as you look, and then it's not your head, it's somebody that looks suspiciously like you, but it's a dead head.
No, that's cool.
We're all trailer moments today, baby.
It's nobody I recognize, right?
No, but if you had to guess, you'd probably say that it was somebody that ran afoul of this land.
So it's a warning, maybe. Okay, well, I'm not touching that. We can stay there. Let's see, is there another walkway over here? Should we go over here? Let's go down here.
There is a walkway, and what you're seeing at that point is pretty much a dormitory, and then you're looking down into what looks like spider webs everywhere, thick strands, and as you're kind of figuring out where these spider webs could come from, you're noticing that a couple of them, like high tension cables, are starting to vibrate ever so slightly.
Nope, I'm heading back.
Nope.
Peace out.
Yeah, Jabber, there's spiders in there.
What are they?
I don't know. Where do you want to go?
I'm not afraid of no spider.
Aside from the spiders.
I mean, unless it's a monster spider, then yeah, I don't want nothing to do with those.
Do you want to try the other corridor across over here?
Sure.
Open that door.
I took Rolathim's Psychic Lance.
I like that one.
You.
Raylathim's Psychic Lance. I use
Is that how
that
you
a
say
lot as
Rolathim?
as a Dragonborn sorcerer.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even have to, if you know the name of your target, you don't even have to have sight of them.
Oh.
Yeah, so as long as you know their name, you can say their actual name, and then just as long as they're within range, it'll target them.
That's
a cool
120
spell. That's a
feet.
very cool spell.
120 feet, that's crazy.
That's that third eye thing that kept opening up that I was doing. That's how I was describing it.
He dilated his third eye and then stinger.
Herded it right out. Shitted it into the universe.
So yeah, I took that, and then what I was thinking is I'll cast Invisibility at third level, and give it to you as soon as you open the door.
Just as soon as I open the door, you're going to give me invisibility at third level?
Yeah, so at least they have disadvantage against you.
Oh, But that's until I attack, right?
Yes, that's until you attack.
I'm gonna point out I'm still probably glowing. You know what I mean? Like the lighting.
Yeah, no, but that's at least they'll have disadvantage.
Well,
against
yeah,
you.
that's what we still did too. I'm just making suggestions because these kind of like questions haven't been solved by the rules. I'm just making suggestions out there. Like that's the way we solved it. It seemed pretty clean. Was that you still get disadvantage, but like
I don't know why it keeps doing
you don't get to avoid detection, like sit around and eavesdrop because they're like, hey, lights coming out from somewhere.
Well, also, the way that I heard about it was like, imagine the Predator. He's still got the cloaking stuff, but if you know what to look for, you can see the inconsistencies.
Well, you can still attack things that are invisible. It's like, look, I'm just going to attack. Okay, well, where do you think he is? You don't have to answer that question. It's just, I'm just going to attack. And if you're close enough to him, take your disadvantage attack, and
Yeah.
I'm going to open the door. I open both doors. I'm a gentleman.
And what you're greeted with is a tattered velvet drapes cover the tall, slender windows that encircle this parlor. The furnishings are covered with dust and cobwebs and lie in disarray. A damaged brass chandelier hangs from the ceiling, which is covered with the faded mural that depicts a metallic dragon and a colorful birds flying underneath white clouds. It seems that time, as well as neglect, has gotten to most of these things. And then you're noticing that the windows are built more like battlements. You would say that they're about 4 inches wide. So if you like took your hand, that's
Yeah.
about 4 inches.
I mean, 5 for mine, but
Still enough to be able to shoot some arrows at a pew pew.
I'm gonna go ahead and go to open this door and let Spiffy know. I'm going to be honest. This was creeping me out.
Wow, that's
I'm gonna open the door.
let's clip that and put that in there.
Trailer moment.
Trailer moment. Wait, what, you said something about a chromatic dragon thing?
Yeah. It's a chromatic, it's a mural of a chromatic dragon. Looks like wings outstretched flying with like white birds underneath beyond a field of clouds and sky.
I admire it for like 2 seconds and then hear Adrian open the door and then look like go.
Yeah, and then
Get
you
back.
look and Adrian's not there. And then you're like, oh, he's invisible.
Yo.
Does interacting with an object?
No, not interacting with an object. It's only
Sweet.
It's like
attacking or casting a spell.
Yeah, attacking or casting a spell, and you got it for like an hour.
Then I'm also gonna close the door behind me.
Dick.
You do notice that the stairways kind of lead to converge to a smaller platform landing. It looks like there is a portcullis gate that leads towards the outside. It looks like this is a northern entrance. It looks like the portcullis has been closed. It's chained up, and there is rust all around. It doesn't look like it's been used. Let's go check in with team upstairs. Alright, Dan, Jackules, and Jabber. What are you guys up to?
Was that a door in this hallway, or is that another curtain?
That is a door right there.
Let's open it.
All
Or is
right.
it already open?
Behind you.
2 beds with torn canopies stand against opposite walls with a tattered rug lying on the floor between them. Set into the far wall is a fireplace black with soot. A soft hiss ensues from the hearth.
Pretty empty. Does that fireplace look like it's been used recently?
It looks like there's something stirring in the base of it. You can kind of hear like a bestial hissing, as well as the stuff kind of moving around a little bit.
Makes me think of Dune.
I don't like that one bit. What you thinking, Jabber? You see that?
Oh, I see it, but I don't think it's an enemy, though.
You don't know what it is.
Honest with you.
Jabber, you said
It
that you
just-
were right behind him. And then Kojin's in the room with you.
Well-
Unless you did not want to be in the room and I misheard that.
Oh no, I'm in the room. Yeah, I'm
Does
in the room.
Kojin have anything on him, or
Kojin has
identify
all
him?
of his equipment. What are you thinking, Dan?
Thinking I don't want to go poking the bear, but I'm gonna literally go poke it.
No.
It's not an enemy. You poke it. I'm not part of this.
All right, I'm not gonna poke. I'm just gonna gingerly walk toward it.
You get about to there, and then a large visage of a dragon comes out of smoke. And then as the visage fades, it is this gangly looking winged creature made out of smoke that looks at you, and it starts eyeing everywhere. It hasn't done anything yet. What do you want to do?
Jabber, what was the name of that dragon spurted earlier? I can't remember it.
I don't remember the name of the place where we're at.
This is why Jabber doesn't leave any reviews on Barovian Yelp. I was like, where are we at?
Yeah, this tongue is really weird. Trying to talk, it's not really easy.
As you guys are talking to each other, it looks at all 3 of you and then escapes up the chimney. It was a smoke mephemet.
All right.
Finally
well,
comes to you as it drops its guise.
So it went up the chimney out of sight, huh? Okay, cool. I can't remember the name that the dragon
You would.
Argynvost?
Dan would
I got
know
the-
that you are at Argynvostholt.
Argynvost.
Because you guys said it probably about 1 billion times while you're talking about it on the way here.
Yeah, well, I just yell up the chimney, Argynvostholt.
It does not respond.
Alright, well, everything else in here looks pretty useless and tattered, so...
It does. Everything looks like it's very decrepit, very run down. You're guessing this is the accumulation of 400 years of neglect.
Yeah, well, shall we
On the floor.
go check out another door? Try this way.
Are you guys traveling as a group?
Yeah, probably.
Jab, are you going with?
Third.
Alright, so let me read this to you. This T-shaped hallway has branches to the east and west and to the south. 3 arched windows at the north wall look out over a foggy ground. As you walk this way, you see a gossamer sheen that hits across that portion of the hallway as these doors open up. There we go. As out of this area, a bunch of phantom warriors begin to rise from both areas.
It just occurred to me when I said we should split up that those are the most famous of last words, and this is my bad.
Doesn't mean we can't run back down.
No, we definitely should regroup at some point. I was just thinking that. I'm like, wait a second. I just made the dumbest decision that, like, the most cliche of dumbest decision.
Well, I'm gonna ask a question here in a second. Well, I guess I can ask the question. In this T hallway, is there large curtains that are covering the outside daylight? The window?
No, but it is about 30 feet down to the ground.
Do we see the other party below us?
No, because they haven't gone outside yet. I'm going to add you guys to your turn. And then if you'd be as so kind as to go ahead and roll your initiatives in the order of initiatives: Dan Jackals, Jabber, Adrian, Kojin, Mr. Spiffy, and then these spectral warriors. And what you're noticing when these spectral warriors coalesce, you're seeing older armor that surprisingly looks like the stuff that Kojin picked up in that tower. They fixate their eyes on you. Their eyes are glowing red, white hot balls of intense rage as they look to level their short sword at you. Dan, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna close that door, and then I'm gonna say we need to regroup, and then I think I'm gonna hightail it back down.
You make it to about that T intersection, and your movement is stopped. There's almost like a wall of force that's preventing you from going any further.
Wow.
Do you see the windows up here are still intact? They look like they could probably accommodate a human.
Where do you see
Blame
them?
Adrian. Blame Adrian.
You should.
Oh, I think Kojin's in front of it. I can't see it.
Yeah, I'll move Kojin down. There you go.
So the window doesn't have any covering. It's just a window.
Yep, it's a second story window.
All right. Yeah. Let's see if we can open that up or go out the window.
It's easy enough to open up. We'll do that with your item interaction.
All right. You said it's 20 feet high.
Yeah, we'll go with 20 feet high.
Oh shit.
But it's not a lot of D6s. There's only 2.
2.
What's a
Well, I'm pretty good with acrobatics, so there's no ledge out there to like kind of Mission Impossible out.
As you're kind of looking down, you see stairs leading into the bottom level.
Okay.
The actual landing itself, it just looks like a path. There's
Okay.
no discernible ledge for you to like get onto and shimmy around.
All right. I'm gonna try and lower myself as far as possible and stop, drop, and roll.
All right, give me that acrobatics or athletics check.
Come on, Dan. Don't fail me now. 13.
13. Alright, so we'll just go with a d6 worth of damage. You're able to cushion it. You only take 6 bludgeoning damage from your fall. Adrian, a Dan Jackals falls like right in front of you. Hold on just a second while I move him.
The acrobatics
Just
doesn't
figure that.
reduce falling damage. Monks do that.
Yeah.
Acrobatics allows you to land on your feet.
Alright, and then I will force ping. So that is where you find yourself right now.
Wait, so he's outside?
Yep. It looks like he jumped from the second story down to where you guys are at right now.
Yeah, it's too bad he can't see us.
There's a portcullis. He's able to look through the barred gate.
Yeah, but they're invisible.
We're invisible.
Yeah. So you guys
But
do
I
see
see,
him.
I see a shimmering light.
Yeah. He sees a shimmering light that's moving and looks awkward like a snake.
Well, you guys can see me, so all you have to do is yell.
All right, so
Well, no, he
that's
doesn't see like the outline of the whip. It's literally just the light it's emitting.
With the light.
That's Dan's turn. All right, Jabber, it's your go. What are you doing?
I'm over by the window.
You can use your echo.
I'm gonna look down, I'm gonna look at everybody, ghost enemies. As I'm looking at them, I manifest my echo down there as a bonus action, and I can't teleport just yet, obviously. That would have to wait for the next turn, correct?
What does your ability say?
As a bonus action, you can teleport magically swapping places with your echo at the cost of 15 feet of your movement, regardless of the distance between the two of you. But I would think that would be 2 bonus actions, one to manifest, and then the other to teleport.
That is true. But you got your echo down there.
I mean, that will be my chance.
Hold on while because it's so rare that I actually get to use. Well, I mean, it's not so rare. Player characters, Jabber's Echo. And Mr. Spiffy and Adrian look and see Jabber's Echo.
He really is that ugly, isn't he? But he's such a nice guy.
Are you going to do anything with your move or your action?
No, that's my turn.
Alright. In the future, you can always take the dodge action, which makes it to where anything attacking you has disadvantage.
It always take that if you got the action left over at the end of your turn. Just like basically being ready for an attack, like in a defensive stance.
Yep. Alright, Adrian, it's your go.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, baby.
Rope-a-dope. So you said there's a lock on that cage?
There is.
I see them drop down. I also see an echo come down. That seems pretty serious to me. And also, I'm pretty pissed and spiffy, so I don't need to open this door. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass through it. I'm going to use my Aether Walk.
Nice.
And at the start of my turn, this is going to last for 2 rounds. Effectively, I become ethereal. And so not just invisible, but also in a vampiric mist. I pass through this window. You're going to have to move me through. It's closed. I can't move me through. But you said it was like it had a lock on it. It was decrepit, etc.
Yeah.
Rather than giving up my invisibility, I'm just going to use my Aether Walk.
Alright, hold on just a second.
I was gonna say, I have a lock pick, but you just had to be super cool about it. Just fucking vampire.
Also, kind of hoping you were left behind.
You had 2 episodes to try to do that.
No, man. I don't know what to do, man. You put me in a pickle.
Put him in a pickle.
Put me in a pickle.
Ow.
I've straight up lied to someone. I don't want to lie to because of you.
We can unpack that in a little bit. Kojin readies his shield, pulls out his mace, and he is there to defend Jabber. Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
It's not an attack to pick a lock.
It is
Can I
not.
pick a lock?
Yeah, it's going to be a Thieves Tools DC 15, so dexterity check. If you're proficient with Thieves Tools, you add your proficiency bonus, and then anything above a 15.
So this.
You got this.
Oh my god.
He does got this.
Hold on. I rolled a 9 plus 3. That's 12.
A couple of these
And then
tumblers just not
You had
getting
your
it.
proficiency bonus, right?
yeah, that's with my proficiency bonus.
That's 12 with.
And then-
You have a deck.
No, I rolled a 3, so yeah.
Oh,
Can I use this inspiration that I have still on here? I don't know.
Normally, you have to declare inspiration at the beginning, but
Oh,
we'll
okay.
say sure, you can use it. You've had it for like, what, 5 sessions?
It's just been sitting there. Haven't had a chance to use it. Alright, here we go. Hey, that's actually a pass. That's a 15. That's what we needed, so.
Alright, you are able to unlock that rusted ass portcullis.
And then I take flight.
You're invisible too, right?
Yep.
So-
But Kojin feels a gust of air fly right by his face.
I just see the lock fall off the door and open. I'm like, get ready for something to come through.
Man, Dan Jackules is just having a day. Alright, let me
It's okay, Dan. It's just me.
let me move
What?
Biffy. Because you said that you flew, right?
Yeah, I flew up.
Oh man, that's weird. It had me redo the size. Alright, there we go. So that's where I'll force ping you. That's where you're at.
Sweet.
Alright. Next up
That's
is
my turn.
Next up is the Phantom Warriors, who begin to make their way through. You hear Strahd, evil, cleanse this land. These ones come through the door. You see them actually like phase through the doors. Jabber, you're going to get 2 attacks against you. Alright, so the first one is going to be a critical hit. It's going to be a total of 15 force damage, and the second one is an 18 for 6 force damage. So that is 21 force damage all day long, as the other ones are trying to get into position but can't quite make it. Alright, jumping back, it is Dan Jackheels back up to the top of the round.
All right, so I heard Jabber said something, or Spiffy said something when I flew by, so I'm just gonna tell him that some spiritual spirit undead's upstairs. Had to get out of there. I don't see anything on the screen, but I'm assuming I'm looking at the door that's now open,
You are.
which I'd be foolish to run through it because I don't know what's on the other side. So I'm just gonna ready an action, or ready probably my spear.
All right.
So I'm just kind of waiting to see what's gonna happen because I don't know where to go at this point.
Smart move.
Or I'll just say, get your ass down here, Jabber.
Is that your turn?
Yeah, I don't know.
All right, Jabber, it is your go. You've been hit twice.
Alright, well, I'm gonna sit on the edge of the windowsill. I'm gonna look at my attacker, or attackers, one of the other doesn't matter. I'm going to thumb my nose, flip backwards, teleport with my echo, and as I'm flipping backwards, my echo flips in.
Nice.
And, since we're on that one, manifest echo attack. When you take the attack action on your turn, any attack you make with that action can originate from your space or the echo space. You make this choice for each attack.
All right, so you swap places with your Echo, and you got, what, 2 attacks?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Silver tip melee.
Anything above a 16.
Now, because how I did that, would I gain advantage?
I'll give you Inspiration, which you could use right now to get advantage on your attack.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Would
I
you
got a
get...
25.
That is definitely above a 16.
How about 7 damage for the first hit, and then second is also I got a 7.
7. It brings its
Mhm.
spectral longsword up and blocks your silver-tipped weapon. Is there anything...
If my action surge, I regain my bonus action, correct?
Your action surge gives you another
Yeah,
action.
that's right.
I'm willing to work with you, though. What are you trying to do?
Dissipate the echo, like it out of existence.
So, you want to use your action surge to blink your Echo out of existence.
No, I'm not gonna do that. No. Rethinking it, yeah, that's stupid of me.
I mean, it's your
Sorry.
character. It's whatever you got available for you.
True. No, I'm just gonna. That'll be my turn.
All
He can
right.
stay right there. It doesn't matter if he gets destroyed. I can still manifest him again.
That's one of the OP things about the Rune Knight. All right, now we got Adrian.
Echo Knight.
Oh yeah, Echo Knight.
Sorry.
Oh no, it's all good. So many classes.
Kojin's still up there.
Kojin is still up there. He has not made it down yet.
I'm gonna run up 20 feet and through the wall.
All right, let me bring you, and then let me force ping you to there. You are noticing that as you're ethereal, these warriors are also kind of crossing over into that etherealness as well. They kind of have a foot straddled between both places.
I'm probably seeing.
The like the Nazgul.
Yep.
Alright, and this window is open over here?
The window that's right above you.
Yeah, that's open. Okay. Wow. Specters. Oh boy.
Those are the warriors that it was talking about.
You said they're partially on the ethereal plane?
So they're kind of like, imagine them like pulsing, right?
Yeah.
They become corporeal, but they still have that tether to
Well,
the ethereal realm.
If they have that tether to it or are on it or are part of it, I can actually attack them. If they aren't, I can't.
Yes,
So
you
that's
could
why I'm
you could
asking.
you could attack them.
Okay, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Here we go. Right there. This one right here.
All right.
I'm going to attack twice. That's going to make me visible, but still ethereal.
Anything above a 16 is gonna hit, and they do count as undead.
Is the first one with advantage since he is invisible?
I would.
That's a very
Oh.
good question.
You know what? That the invisibility covers over with the ethereal. So yeah, we'll do first one at advantage.
First one, I like it.
If at any time I'm thinking what should happen, I'm always thinking what errs on the side of my players.
18 to hit the first one. Damage.
They could
I'll
have been
do it.
doing some updates behind the system.
So it's 7. There's going to be another d6 added onto that. I'm just going to roll it and roll 20. Another 2. Since you said they're undead, they count as that.
All right,
So that's 9 for the first one. Second one, that's
16.
16. I rolled
that's
it
on
backwards.
nuts.
I don't think I was supposed to.
Not for that one.
No, it's not telling me which one's which. Oh, the first one was
First
the
one's a
high one.
9. Yep.
If that matters, I don't know. First one was a 9, second one's a 3.
We'll just go with the first one, so it's a 16.
Alright.
That's weird. For some reason, it keeps popping up that whip.
I know.
Nice, big damage.
So 10 plus an additional d6.
Yeah.
It's 3, 13. So those are both to this one, right there, that top one.
You would say that it's bloody. Part of its etherealness is now dissipated into the ether.
Alright.
As Kojin's just seeing, like, spectral portions of it, like, flying off of itself.
Well, now I'm just merely ethereal. Like, you can see my form, but it's like it's not there. It's ghostly.
Was that your turn?
No, I'm also going to pass back through the wall and walk 15 feet back down the wall.
Shit. Alright,
So
so...
basically 5 feet standing above. I'm basically first floor.
Yeah, you're out. Kojin goes ahead and makes his leap out. It's kind of like a leap of faith, only different. Have you ever seen a paladin jump in full plate?
It's like dropping
It's not a
steely
pleasant-
into water. Just goes straight to the bottom.
He hits pretty decent.
Yes, yeah, I knew it was a fluke.
Alright, so...
That's funny. He took the same amount of damage that Dan did, and Dan only had 1 die.
I'm an achiever.
You're an overachiever.
Alright, Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
All right. Well, are these potentially the warriors that he's talking about? That dragon was talking about? They need to see the light.
Well, they are dressed in old armor. If you want to spend your action to study them, give me a intelligence
Hell yeah.
check.
I take 10 because that's a 10. No,
You got a 10?
I can.
Do you
no.
Do you have reliable talent? Because that's literally what that does.
No.
Okay.
No, I rolled. I got a 4.
Okay. They look like ghostly warriors in armor and they attacked. You haven't tried to talk to them yet, though.
All right, I'm going to go over here, and that's my match. I'll give Dan Bardic of Inspiration and be like, man, you've got this. It's okay. No need to freak out, my guy.
Dan, you've got Bardic Inspiration. Alright, and if that's your turn, Mr. Spiffy gets to look as they start to move around Jabber's Echo, and they all just start swinging their swords, and the first hit pops his Echo.
If only I had a holy grenade right now, just toss that in the hallway.
There were 5 of them. Each of them made 2 attacks with their swords. That's something that Mr. Spiffy would have seen through the windows. Alright, Dan, it is your go.
Do I see anybody at this point?
On the ground level with you.
Okay.
You also see
Jabber.
Jabber.
Jabbers are okay.
You see a ghostly version of Adrian kind of like walking down.
Like 5 feet above the floor.
And I can't see, is one of the apparitions in front of the window by chance? Or
Yeah, there is one right in front of the window.
alright, I'm gonna yell up there and say
Oh, I solidified last turn too at the end of my turn.
alright, I'm gonna yell up there and say, we are here to kill Strahd, not you.
Let's see how they react on their turn.
Alright? And then I'm just gonna continue to ready my spear.
Alright, Jabber, it is your go.
Look up at the window and yell pop as I decide to fling a little shot at them with silver tip range.
Gotcha.
They attacked me first.
That is true. Anything well, let's see. Now I'm saying they got kind of like half cover, so anything above an 18.
Got a 9 on the first one.
The first one, it hits the side of the building.
24.
Nice.
24 is a hit.
Jabber's
It
just
is.
trying to get their attention. That's all it is.
How much damage?
6 damage.
Alright. You do notice that when it hits it, because of the mundane nature of the ammunition being used, it's not nearly as effective as what you think it would be. That's a nice way of saying that they're resistant to non-magical attacks.
I just wanted them to realize they popped something ethereal, and I wanted to throw a rock through their head.
Gotcha. Anything else?
I'm gonna ready the dodge action.
You use your action to attack.
Oh yeah, I did, dumbass. Sorry, Addlebrain. That is my turn.
Gotcha. Adrian, it is your go.
Alright, I'm still near the ground.
Yep.
I'll go ahead and move officially to the ground. I don't really have view of that part of the map.
Let me force
There you
ping.
go.
Bam. There
Awesome.
you
Yep, run past jackals, and I'm going to use a dodge action.
go. Gotcha. Kojin also pretty much does the same thing. Mr. Spiffy, it is your go.
We seek the amulet. We do not wish to fight you. We wish to destroy. Please listen to us. Help us.
Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
14.
Alright, we'll see what they do on their turn. Is that your turn? Alright. On their turn, they begin to apparate back as you hear a little bit above you, you see on the roof. You see that gentleman right there looking down at you. You're really here to kill Strahd. I'll meet you at the front foyer. Maybe we can discuss things. And that's the end of combat.
Who hears that, everybody?
Well, yeah, he says it down. You guys are looking another 2 levels up.
Okay.
With Mr. Spiffy, it's only an additional level up. Pretty much the roof level.
Fly to the foyer.
Yeah, see what he has to say?
I heard that.
Yeah, he said it loud enough. His voice kind of carried.
Let's head on over to the foyer.
Alright, hold
I'm
on.
going
just a
to-
second. Let me.
As a show of goodwill, deactivate my whip power so it's not glowing anymore.
Was he looking right at me when he could see me? Or was he looking past me?
Well, you're invisible, right?
Yes.
So he's looking down at everybody else.
Okay.
He walks down that large staircase and he introduces himself. My name is Sir Godfrey. I'm second in command of Argynvostholt and a loyal retainer to Argynvost. You said something about destroying Strahd?
Yes, we want to kill him, plain and simple. And we're looking for a holy symbol that'll help in that effort.
We have the symbol. We are guarding it. We are keeping it safe from interlopers and would-be thieves.
Is there anything that we could gain your trust to use that in this effort to kill Strahd?
How dedicated are you?
I've dedicated my life to killing that son of a gun.
I've lived for 400 years.
He took my family, my kids, my wife, took everything.
He starts walking down a little bit more. He's taking everything from me as well.
So it sounds like we have a lot in common.
We've been tricked before by would-be people. Too trusting. Our leader, Vladimir, he's just not going to give this away. But I have something that you could do to earn his trust. In the town of Berez, there is a woman by the name of Baba Lysaga. Adrian, your ears immediately pick up. This Baba Lysaga is Strahd's nursemaid. She's the one that taught him magic and made him as powerful as he is. He views this woman as being a second mother.
Ooh.
In this hut,
Oh.
striding upon the legs of chickens, is the most evil and vile creature next to Strahd himself. She flies around in a skull. The skull belonged to Argynvost. If you can retrieve Argynvost's skull and return it to the mausoleum, we will give you this talisman.
Agreed.
Sounds fair.
Do you know this name, Baba Lysaga?
I do.
What's her chances? What you think?
Slim.
I'll take
I can
it.
take his mother. I will take this chance.
Well, I got nothing to lose. I'm in.
Kojin said that he will lend his blade to your aid. And then you notice that this Sir Godfrey is a revenant. So he has died, he has come back, he's tethered to this land with like hate and determination to destroy Strahd. Bits and patches of his armor show the Morning Lord, like devout follower and worshipper of the Morning Lord, whom Kojin also worships. And I figure that's where we'll end it for tonight. And when we pick up, if you guys are talking about going to the ruins of Berez, I will
On the side.
shift onto that. I will show you where you are all looking at going.
Now, just to confirm though, they only want the skull. They don't care if we kill her, right?
They want the skull.
I kind of care.
You care.
Alright, so Argynvostholt is right here, and the ruins of Berez are right there.
Okay. This is a dumb question, but the skull, they want it to return there, but do we know if it's going to do something? I guess we didn't ask a lot of questions around it.
I mean, ask the questions that you want the answers to.
I would just ask, probably just curious, once the skull's returned, what will become of you?
Once we have returned Argynvost to his final resting place, we will pass on.
That is the vow.
We will
that
do.
Speaking and I have sworn to, at least what I have showed in the light.
And we will say that it is approximately, we'll go with 7 p.m. game time.
Sure. We're doing a midnight run. I love it.
Well, we need to go around a little bit, because you guys for some reason can't stick to walls. Get another one of those carriages? Carriage?
I don't know if you guys could summon a black carriage. It dropped you off and went back to the castle.
Oh no. Well, then I say we tumble down the mount just because it'll be fun. Like sleds.
You're level 8 adventurers, it would be easy enough for you guys to just be able to break brush and cut through there.
Do a little fucking rock climbing.
Yeah, it's definitely not as bad as like Yester Hill. That's got a lot of elevation change.
Or I could even, yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll say it'll take you probably about an hour to make it there. So it'd be about 8 by the time you guys made it. But I will let you hang out here in case you have more questions for the dude.
Okay.
Almost said too much. Unless you got more for Sir Godfrey.
I do have one more question for you, Mr. Godfrey. What's up with the head upstairs?
This whole land is under the influence of Strahd von Zarovich. This is not something that is just unique to us. His will interacts with the land and changes it. Since the moment you stepped in here, you have been part of his game, and he is amusing himself with your suffering. Never forget, he always has ulterior motives.
This is true. We've seen the wickedness. I just can't wait to see him take his last breath.
That might be a worthy thing to stick around for. You think that you can do what others can't. I might lend my blade to your cause.
Well, we would always invite anyone who wants to stand against.
He kind of gestures over to the southern portion of the building. This is what we've got. 400 years completely crumbled the right wing of the building. So Vladimir plots and schemes for 400 years about how we take him out, clinging bitterly to revenge, tethering us to this place as well. What's your guys' thoughts? What's your plans for Babala Saga?
We're gonna pick Adrian's brain since he knows a little bit about her.
So what Adrian would know about Babala Saga is when Strahd was still a human, Babala Saga was his nursemaid. Basically pumped a lot of magical energy into him, and then Queen Ravella, Strahd's mother, kicked her out because she was just doing creepy weird shit with her kid. She never wanted to be far from Strahd, so she hung out in Berez because Berez is rumored to have a special tie for her. Man, I can't wait to... Next week's gonna be fun. So, from what it sounds like, next week we're gonna go to Berez. You guys are gonna try to get the skull from Babala Saga and bring it back to Argynvostholt.
I think that's the plan.
Alright.
Yes, my name is Stan. That's the plan.
This kind of had a little bit of everything. There was some combat, some exploration, some social encounter. Good times. But tell you what, top everybody off with inspiration for the next round. So
Ooh.
coming into the next thing, you guys got inspiration.
I didn't get to use the bardic, sorry.
It's good for like what, an hour?
I thought it said 10 minutes.
10
Or is
minutes?
it an hour? Is it an hour?
Yeah, it's 10 minutes.
Are you guys gonna
Right.
try to get a rest in or anything like that?
Like,
Yeah, could. I'd be fine if we didn't. But
They will allow you to rest here. They've got old bedrooms and stuff like that. It's pretty crappy, but are you guys thinking about taking a short rest, taking a long rest?
on that, actually, what I could just do is if we're gonna stay here, I'm gonna pop up the tiny hut. I'll just pop up the tiny hut in this area right here in the foyer.
Alright. How long are you guys planning on staying?
I mean, if we're gonna stay for a while, that's all I'm saying.
We'll do a short rest.
Short rest? That's what I'm hearing from everybody.
I was actually going to suggest long rest. Trojan Spiffy. I have not had a long rest in quite some time. And we're starting to be a vet.
I don't think we have the time though.
Long rest is going to be 8 hours.
And it's 7 p.m. right now, so.
I'm just gonna burn some hit die, take a short. Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, so you guys will hit that, so it'll be 8 at Argynvostholt, looking at that right there. 8 p.m.
Hey, wait, did you say you need a long rest?
Down on hit point.
The only reason why I was saying is because I could do that nap. What is it? Cat nap. I can do that on anybody, on up to 3 people, I believe.
Oh, what's that give you? A full and like 10 minutes?
That'll give you a long rest. It only takes 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'd appreciate that.
3 willing creatures.
Who's down hit points?
Me.
Where's Kojin at?
Kojin, let's see. Kojin's down like less than 10.
Okay. I mean, yeah, just burn your hit dice then, man.
Yeah, so you can take a short rest in 10 minutes with a cat nap. So that's pretty much, if you guys are using the hour, that still gets you the benefits of the long rest without having to burn the spell slot. And then I take it you cast Tiny Hut as a ritual, so that way you didn't burn the spell slot.
Yeah.
Alright, good times. Is there anything else you guys are talking about doing?
So she rides, she rides the skull?
Yes, she flies around in a skull.
How big is the skull?
It's the size of an adult silver dragon.
Oh man.
Damn.
That's gonna be hard to carry back.
Let's just say that it's like 250 pounds.
But she flies around with it.
Instead of a skull. Alright.
So you gotta think about it this way. She was around before Strahd, because she was Strahd's basically like wet nurse / caregiver. Strahd's been alive for like 400 years. She's still alive and in this area.
One could argue she might be even more of a threat than Strahd.
Depends.
It really boils down to how badly do we need
The amulet or the symbol, yeah.
because that's only gonna help aid, but I kind of feel like the thing we have at our disposal is gonna help.
Yes.
So
You guys might
I'm
be
gonna
able
head
to
off
strike
to
a
bed.
deal with her. Alright, man.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about striking a deal, but
Yeah, that's how we get in trouble, and we just strike deals with people and make worse deals and we'll see.